Sam, what did you place at the tournament last year? He entered a tournament at Parkersburg also. He also placed, right?
Second, I think.
Second place in his first amateur tournament. He has now. He's got straight, which Todd, what helps him is he trains with Elijah and his dad. His dad's got a good hand.
He stays in tight. I mean,
Yeah.
both these kids have really good form. Strong hand too. Good for you.
He is in the 198 or 165 class.
165. You're a long ways from 198.
Yeah. He's not even close.
I'm closer to 198 than you are.
Yeah, he's just 16.
Yeah. Which is why that 165 class is so hard. That's why it takes longer to be national level.
Be there.
Because all the new people come in are that, and then you got the established people. Where the super heavyweights, people float up to it. And there's tough people in it, but it's not as deep.
Right.
The little
There's
weight
not-
classes are always just deep with talent. Strong hands on these kids. Jeez.
We've talked a lot about hooking and top roll, but is side pressure a technique, I guess?
It is. There's so like I said, your top roll, you have this side of the Mississippi style, right? You have the John Brezink style. Okay. So that's the two basic forms of it. Hooking, we have what I think should be called the high hook, is this knuckles high and it kind of drags back. We got what Sarah was telling you about, where you're wrist to wrist and you can almost open your hands up. Like we could pull in a hook here, and that's dragging. Then you got the pressing movement, so you got what Jerry does with this, and the small variation of shoulder rolling, which these are both kind of down, whether you're going down here or you're turning and coming down. Side pressure doesn't work. It works good against everything except this big style of top roll, where you plant your foot, and what you do is you kind of float your elbow, and you just push your hand high, not down, but give me some pressure. So if I do that, mostly what it does is you're trying to push their hand outside their shoulder, not so much pin them, and then that forces them to turn around and face, or they get hurt.
Right.
You know? But you got to have, you got to be ready for that flop wrist motion. Because if I'm hitting sideways and he's any kind of a top roller at all, we end up here. So it's primarily a strap. You know. But if you're tied up in a hook and we're fighting it out and we can't go, and we keep. If you ever seen those hook matches get real low,
Yeah.
and people are trying to rotate out of it, one way out of that is kind of float your elbow up and then just drag the whole match off its pad. Because once it starts going this way, the refs are looking at this pin pad. They're not going to notice that I'm not on my elbow pad. You know.
Okay, now the two refs. This is something else. We want to do a tournament this spring and stuff. I know you might be able to get Bart or somebody down here, or some of them guys that do good refereeing. The down official, let's say head official's over here. He's watching
So
the
this is
go.
Bart.
Yeah, this is Bart over here. Bart is watching the go. Then whose elbow is he watching? Or both?
He is.
Or is the down ref watching
He would be
one elbow?
watching. He would be watching this guy's.
Okay, so he goes, then he watches this person, then the down ref watches this elbow.
That's what they're supposed to.
And
But when
this-
I'm at the table, every ref's looking at me and calling my fouls. Right? They're
I've
never
noticed
looking at
that.
Devin. Nobody ever sees Devin foul. Not only are the two refs watching me, everybody in the audience is watching
I know,
me.
trying
And then
to
there's
wait.
people in another country on phones calling. It's like those auctions, right?
Hey, we seen his elbow at a Louisiana Hopper, whatever they call it.
We called the foul, Uzbekistan called the foul on Hutchings.
Been there.
Maybe you need a bigger YouTube channel.
heard you was here, Todd. They had to follow.
Yeah, it would have been a big
It's RVJ giving us an insight.
Yeah. He's trying to decide if he wants to make the match next year.
So, what did you place your first tournament? The one you went to when you was 35. Did you win it?
I won left hand and second right-handed. So, and the guy who beat me right-handed, I got his phone number, and so I could train with him because he didn't live.
Oh.
He lived about an hour from me.
Uh-huh.
And then I moved to South Carolina. And my first tournament, I said, no training, so this is no lie. This is
Oh, it was
I
all
sat up
sides.
just like this is how I was arm wrestling at my first. Grip the table, everything that you coach against, right? Free
yeah.
elbow on the dime,
Right.
death grip on the peg, a mile away from the table.
Just ready to go. Pure sides.
Now you were looking for an archery tournament that day.
I was
right?
looking for an archery tournament, and I found arm wrestling.
That's awesome.
Then, so I was 200 some pounds in Michigan. I moved to South Carolina, and I met up with Chad Silvers and them.
Right.
And the only thing I wanted to win when I started arm wrestling was the Michigan State Championship. So I moved to South Carolina, and I trained with that team about 4 or 5 months. And Chad was 176, Kevin Hickland was 176. There's another guy in the team, Russell and Abinet, who was 140 pounds. I couldn't beat any of them, and I'm 210 pounds at the time. The guy who won the Michigan State Championship was a guy from Indiana. I think his name was Brad Horn. He won right and left in my weight class.
Wow.
Kevin Hickland went to a tournament, 176-pound Kevin Hickland, who wasn't even our best 176-pounder, went to a tournament in Indiana and James Horn, and beat James Horn right-handed at 176.
That's crazy.
I got down there, I couldn't beat the 138-pounder when I started.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just the different level, and that's when I realized there was a whole nother, because when I saw James Horn arm wrestle, I thought, I got second at that tournament to him, and I thought I had a chance at winning, but when I pulled him, I go, man,
Right there's what it's all about.
I can never get that good. I mean, he was
sure.
so far beyond me. Then when I
Right.
saw somebody that weighed 30 or 40 pounds less than him do it, then I go, okay, now there's a path.